What's going on, everyone? So, Dalton Knecht, right? Big question is he going to get any playing time? Is he going to get any run come the playoffs? Obviously, we still have a lot of work to do. Job is not finished, right? I don't want to jump the gun too much, but Lakers are a win away from locking up a top 60, right? They should win at least one of these next 4 games, right? I know 2 games, they lock up the 3 seed, right? We need that. That's great. But Lakers should be a playoff team this year. I think it's safe to say we'll be a playoff team. But going into the playoffs, how much is Dalton Knecht going to play, if at all, right? I imagine bare minimum, he'll probably be a spot guy, right? I think bare minimum, he'll kind of be I don't know, 5 to 10 minute guy on a random night. I don't know about every night, but on a random night. But there is a version of Dalton Knecht that could and maybe should get some level of consistency come playoff time, right? JJ Redick was trying to do like the Luka with 4 defensive guys, and it didn't look great. Now, to the defense of JJ, that was in a game where Luka was struggling to shoot the ball mightily, right? In particular, that Warriors game, right? He had probably the worst game he's had as a Laker. Very different when Luka is the offensive Luka we saw in the Thunder game, right? Because now he's able to do what he needs to do. He's able to get his shot off. Teams can't stop him. He's cooking everybody that's in front of him, right? You have Dorian Finney-Smith who's knocking down threes and Gabe Vincent who's knocking down threes. And you have these guys. If guys are hitting shots and Luka is Luka and playing like Luka, then I do think Luka plus 4 defenders actually works and makes sense, right? But there's a lot that you're putting on Luka, where you saw some good things happen when you had Luka with Dalton Knecht out there and him being able to be aggressive as a scoring option. Defensively, he's a concern. He's not a great defensive player. He's a rookie, right? He'll learn. He'll get better. He has all the tools. He has the athleticism. He has the foot speed. He has all the things you want to see for him to be a very good defensive player, right? But he's not that yet. But he is very good offensively, and he's a guy that can absolutely catch in fuego and go get you 30 on a random night, right? He's a guy that can catch heat, which is why I'd like to see him get some run, right? Put him out there and just see, can he get hot? Because he could, by himself, win you a playoff game, right? Like, we've seen him win regular season games. If he has a night where he hits 8 threes, you're probably winning that game. Right? He has the ability to just go off on a random night, and now teams have to worry and adjust and figure that out, right? That's a luxury that the Lakers have. But you have to give him that opportunity and the shot to do so. But my other thing is you also have to put him in the position to be able to do that, right? A lot of times we'll see Dalton Knecht out there, and he's just kind of out there, right? I'm not saying you have to run your entire offense through him. I'm not saying you have to, every possession, he has to touch the basketball. But it'd be nice to kind of look for him a little more than the Lakers tend to do when he's out there on the court. I mean, more often than not, he's just kind of standing there and just kind of waiting, or he's a bit of an afterthought. Right? He's kind of the last guy people are thinking of, right? Luka and LeBron and all that, and Reeves and those guys. They're not really thinking, oh man, I got Knecht on the court, let me find him, which I do think they should, right? He is probably their best shooter, right? I mean, he's a rhythm shooter for sure, and he's a guy that catches fire, but he's a guy that, he could be the difference maker in a series if you get him into a good enough rhythm. Right? It wasn't that long ago that dude was averaging 20, right? And was looking like he was going to be rookie of the year. And, part of it was just, he kind of fell off a little bit. Part of it was, the Lakers weren't giving him the opportunities. Part of it was he was traded. Part of it, there's so many factors that go into it. Dalton Knecht has had a roller coaster of a season, to put it nicely, right? He's had quite the adventure. Even just him being traded and brought back is an adventure in and of itself. But nonetheless, JJ Redick himself has said recently about how Dalton Knecht he can see being a guy that gets opportunity out there in the playoffs, and a guy that can win a game on his own, right? Can be the difference in a game on his own. So my hope is that we've seen some success with Luka and Knecht, which makes sense, right? He's a shooter. Luka, is creating the dribble penetration, getting into the teeth of the defense. Nice to have a kick out and outlet. Yes, you want like a Jackson Hayes for the lob, but you also want somebody that can just, okay. Like, like having a guy like Dalton Knecht is very valuable for a guy like Luka, right? Just like LeBron. What do you want? You want shooters. You want to spread the floor, right? Well, Luka's the same thing. A lot of the same stuff you want for LeBron, you want for Luka. Except Luka likes the lob threat where LeBron likes everything kind of cleared out, right? So you have the lob threat, 3 other shooters, and Luka, and you can have some positives, right? Especially when you have a sharpshooter, just dead-eye guy like a Dalton Knecht. But I digress, right? JJ Redick believes Dalton Knecht can be that guy. And I do too, right? He moves well without the basketball. He's got the athleticism. He's got the foot speed, right? We've seen him go from A to B quick. He can create his own shot. He can elevate, knock down the mid-range. Like, I can see him having a Lonnie Walker moment, right, in the Warriors series, or a D'Lo moment. And what was it? Game 4 in like the third quarter where he just went off and like single-handedly saved the Lakers in that series, right? Like, I could see Dalton Knecht having a moment or two like that. I could see him having that like an entire series. I could see him doing that like once a series where he just goes off and gives you 15 or 20, right? Just to have another weapon in your arsenal is very valuable. To have a guy like him that at any moment you can deploy and put out there and let him cook and let him go to work, I do think is very valuable, especially in times where, the offense is a little stagnant or three-point shooting isn't really there and you need to stretch the floor more. Put the young buck in there. Let him go to work. Let's see what he can do, right? Like, let him relish in that moment a little bit. Like, let's see what he's got. Obviously, he needs to pick it up defensively. Obviously, when he's out on the court, teams are probably going to target him, right? Which is why I don't think he should be playing, unless he's just like lights out. He's like 5 of 5 from 3 or something like that. I don't think you can play him a ton of minutes. I don't think you can give him 20 minutes or anything like that. But I do think in like 8 to 10 minutes, right, generate some offensive sets, generate some action to where he's getting, 2 or 3 attempts during that stretch and just see, maybe he catches fire, right? Like, give him 3 shots and see if he goes 2 of 3 or see if he goes 3 of 3, right? If he's 1 of 3, then it's like, hey, buddy, sorry, we'll try again next game. We'll see what you got next game. This game, you don't got it, right? Sorry, I know you're not getting consistent. I understand that, but hey, don't worry about it. We got a game in 2 days, right? That's what I want to see. Like, give Dalton Knecht a chance, give Dalton Knecht a fair shake and opportunity, and let's see what he can generate. Let's see what he can create. Now, again, it's like, okay, if he's going to play, you have to play him over somebody. Come playoff time, right? You have Luka, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes. Then you have Gabe Vincent, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Jared Vanderbilt that are all essentially your locks to get quality minutes, right? Then you have Jordan Goodwin, right? So, Jordan Goodwin, as much as Dalton Knecht is a guy that can go off, Jordan Goodwin rebounds better, right? He's a better defender, right? Has more experience. So, again, it's like, okay, well, maybe you split Goodwin and Knecht's minutes, right? I think it depends on what the opportunity calls for, right? Struggling to rebound a little bit, need some more defense, boom, Jordan Goodwin goes. Defense is fine, you're holding up. Could use a little more injection of some offense, maybe a little more shooting, boom, Dalton Knecht. I think you kind of use those two based on the situation. You kind of use those two based on, how the game is kind of shaping up, right? Maybe you're using them both, right? Maybe Jordan Goodwin's just the guy all night. Maybe Dalton Knecht is the guy all night. Maybe, you're splitting, if they're playing 15 minutes, you're giving one guy 8 minutes, one guy 7, right? Whatever, right? I think you can kind of mix and match it. But again, like if Dalton Knecht's going to play, he's playing over somebody. Right? Like Jared Vanderbilt, I just think his rebounding, his hustle, his defense is just way too valuable. You're not playing him over him. You're not playing him over Gabe Vincent. You're not playing him over Dorian Finney-Smith. So there's your 8, counting the starters, right? So there's 8 guys right there. How deep is JJ going to go into the playoffs, into his bench? I don't imagine he's going to go 10, 11 guys, right? He's probably going to go 8, maybe 9. Right, maybe 10 again, depending on the matchup. But even if he does go 10, like that guy's probably only playing like 4 minutes, right? Outside of like maybe garbage time or whatever. But I don't know. I want to see Dalton Knecht. Oh, look, I want to win more than anything. If Dalton Knecht doesn't see the floor, but we win a championship, I'm not going to be like, but they should have really played Dalton Knecht. No, I'm going to be celebrating the championship, right? But I do believe in Dalton Knecht. I do think he's a guy that can, again, just have that night. And I hope it's not one of those nights where, the Lakers look like they're about to lose, right? And then he just kind of gets thrown in and hits 5 straight threes or something like that, which, if he saved the day, then great. But, I'd like it to be kind of more of like early on, he hits it and Lakers kind of run away type thing rather than us having to stress and have an aneurysm over before that happens. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? What do you think of Dalton Knecht? What do you think should happen with Dalton Knecht? Do you think he absolutely should play some more minutes? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.